Very well, ladies and gentlemen. So we in this episode we've got a lot of sad news for you guys. Yes, it's a sad news for every Arsenal fan. It's not a great news at all. Of course, it was broken yesterday itself in the live stream. If you were a part of the watch along, or if not, if you've seen anywhere else, if you've seen, I've just got a message from Ritik as well. Tierney got injured and he's lost his whole season. We're going to address Kieran Tierney out for the whole season. Might join Arsenal next season in the preseason, of course. We're also going to talk about Tomiyasu not being available soon. He'll take 3 weeks to come. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Gabriel Martinelli's contract extension. We're going to talk about Serge Gnabry's return. Yeah, I've been speaking about his return for a long period of time, and we've got some update about it. We're going to talk about Bernd Leno to Leverkusen. Is it happening? We're also going to talk about Memphis Depay to Arsenal. So let's just get into it. So the first news that we have from Fabrizio Romano is that he says in his podcast, here we go. In the coming months, Arsenal will be in contact with the agents of Gabriel Martinelli. They want to continue with him and offer him a new deal. He's out of contract in 2024, but it's something they want to get done as soon as possible. Martinelli would love it. He wants to be a legend here and he wants to forever stay at Arsenal. That's what he said. So we'll see how that will turn out to be. But moving on, Kieran Tierney has been struggling. Now, Simon Collins has given a background. For those of you who don't know, Kieran Tierney is out for the whole season, is not available for a very long time. But here's the backstory behind it. Simon Collins says, Kieran Tierney has been struggling with his knee injury for a number of weeks, but had been able to continue playing through it. After returning from international duty and feeling discomfort in training, he underwent a scan and that revealed the extent of the damage. Okay, we're going to talk about that as well, but let's talk about an update on Tomiyasu. That Tomiyasu is making progress in his recovery from a muscle injury to his left calf, which he sustained in February. It is hoped Tomiyasu will be back in full training after the match at Southampton on Saturday, April the 16th. Now, we got an update from Charles Watts himself. He says that Arsenal hopeful Tierney will be back in time to start pre-season training in the summer in July. Partey being assessed ahead of Saturday, but is likely to miss out. Club hopeful Tomiyasu will be back available after the Southampton game. Biggest worry about Tomiyasu is even if he is technically available for selection after Saints, you'd have to think it's very unlikely that he would be thrown straight back in against Chelsea or United. So still looking at being without him for another 3 weeks, really. That's the real picture that Charles Watts has painted. So let's see how that will turn out to be. It's not going to be easy, but Arsenal need not panic. The fans need not panic. But hey, we forgot about someone, Thomas Partey. Chris Wheatley says Thomas Partey is set to go for scans this week after suffering a thigh injury in the same place he got injured previously. Football London understands that Partey was already suffering from fatigue after his international travels with Ghana. This international break has been the worst for Arsenal players. It's killed their development, or the way we have to go on about. Let's see. And David Onsen has confirmed that Tierney will have surgery later this week on his knee, and he is facing several months out. It is also thought that there are doubts as to whether he will recover in time to play a part in Scotland's World Cup qualification playoff in June. Mikel Arteta has something to say about the season. He says that it's unacceptable. Put our hands up. Me, the first one, apologize. No pressure didn't play a part because the pressure has been there for the last 6 or 7 weeks. We're talking all the time about the race for the top 4. Mikel Arteta opened up about Partey. He says he felt something in the same area that he got injured previously, so it is a big concern. Talking about Tierney's injury, he says he's seeing the specialist tomorrow and we will know more extent of the injury. But the feeling that he had, it wasn't really positive, and what the scans showed either. But we have to wait and see what happens. What happens in the future? Arteta says 100% we have to be resilient. We lost Kieran, we lost Thomas, we lost 3-0. It's a difficult one to swallow, at the same time being honest with ourselves and what we do always, support each other and make each other better. And moving on from the result, Mikel says, first of all, we need to put our hands up. I don't want to repeat that. Talking about Nuno Tavares' substitution before getting into the whole Unai Emery situation, he says Nuno's substitution was just a tactical reason to try to change and put players in other spaces to attack better, to try to take the game how we wanted, which we did in the second half much better. But when we had the big chances, we did not score. True, we did not score the big chances. But here's a big interview from Unai Emery. Yes, Unai Emery has. He says that I know whoever began after Wenger, it was difficult for people to understand the changes that had to be made. Arteta is doing a good job continuing what I began. He's had that patience from the fans, the patience they did not have with me, but I understand that. Talking about the captaincy issues, he says that Xhaka had problems with the fans and in the dressing room, where other experienced players did not understand his role as captain. Xhaka was an important player for me. He was a good person, very committed to his coach. Unai Emery says it was a difficult moment for any coach coming in. Certain players who had been important were not any longer. Found that difficult to understand. The fans found it difficult to understand that there needed to be an evolution. Changes were needed and I began those changes. The first season was very good. We were close to returning to the Champions League, coming to the end of the season, but we were playing the Europa League final. We lost our way with all the energy we put in this final. 5 captains left in the first year. There were many changes and patience was needed. It was not an easy process. The fans did not have patience. The club was happy with me, but the fans were calling for a change and it had to happen. Some people pointed to my some people pointed to my press conferences. My English was not perfectly pronounced, but it was English with good evening. I stressed the B a lot. We do that in Spanish, but it did not bother me. I liked it. I gave talks of 20 minutes and the players understood. For me, the language was not a barrier in England. As a player, I had John Toshak at Real Sociedad. He never spoke perfect Spanish and had his own pronunciation, but we took it with humor. We understood him perfectly. My God, that's a slap on every Arsenal fan's face. Oh my God, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyways, let's talk about the news that we have is Memphis Depay. Oh crap, Marcelo Flores. Yes, tough pill to swallow according to Marcelo Flores. The loss was not a very good thing on him is the message he's got on his Instagram. He says, unfortunate result but loved the environment and experience. Come on you Gunners. Cool. Memphis Depay, finally. IG is going to talk about Memphis. So, Arsenal, Juventus, Newcastle United and Everton are all very keen on signing Memphis Depay, who has lost his place in the Barcelona starting 11. That's according to Fabrizio Tabone. Do you want Memphis Depay at Arsenal? It's been a lot. I've spoken about him coming to Arsenal, but let's talk about it. David Coote will referee Arsenal vs Brighton game with Chris Kavanagh on VAR. Well. I don't know how that will turn out to be, but okay. Let's just believe it will. Moving on, so let's talk about a report from Paul Merson. He has got a big concern about Arsenal not playing in the Champions League. He says, now all of a sudden, Arsenal don't really have a game in hand because Tottenham have got them at home anyway. It doesn't matter what they do with their game in hand because Tottenham will have to beat them and can overtake them. Let's see if that is going to happen or not. We do have a game in hand over Tottenham. Let's see. There's only one way to get top 4 now. Beat the dash out of our opponents who are ahead of us or trying to catch us, and that's the only way. Moving on, so let's talk about the Serge Gnabry race. Florian Plettenberg says, Nagelsmann wants his extension. Bosses of Bayern expect his extension soon. But here's the report. Real Madrid is interested in him. He says they follow his situation intensively, but his management is only negotiating with Bayern. Gnabry is still relaxed. No deadline for the player, but also no convergence in salary questions yet. So he's not going to get that much amount of money, isn't it? Anyways. The big reason why he's extending that much is he exactly saw what transpired with Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman took it to the last date, man. It took a very long while to get what he wanted. He got it, and boom, he signed a new deal. I think we know it's not going to be that late, but let's see. Arsenal goalkeeper Bernd Leno has not had any contact from former club Bayer Leverkusen. Florian Plettenberg again says that Due to rumors about Leverkusen, his management has had no contact to buy Leverkusen. No talks so far. Gunner's bosses didn't tell him that he has to leave the club this summer, but there are several options for him in summer. That's what we know about Bernd Leno. So let me know what you guys think about Memphis Depay. Should Arsenal go for Memphis Depay? Let me know what you guys think about it. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers and don't forget to subscribe.